To start off, you're going to choose 6 different beads, organize them into 2 separate lines, ensuring that the bottom bead of each line isn't too large to fit on the head pin. If it is, the bead will go ahead and fall straight off. Assess that both lines are proportionate to one another in order to make equal length earrings. This is what mine looked like. Then you're going to go ahead and grab your head pin and place it onto one of the bottom beads. Once that's secure, you're going to use the round nose pliers in your dominant hand to create a 2mm loop. You move the wire away from you and back towards you in a figure 4 position. Make sure that the tail of the wire is at a 90-degree angle from the loop that you've made. Secure that loop with the pliers in one hand and use your other hand to wrap the wire around the tail. It should be on the bottom side towards the top of that bead. Do this loop a few times in order to properly secure the bead. Then pick up your wire cutters and cut off any excess wire that may remain after you created that loop. Lastly, take the flat nose pliers or any other pliers you may need and press down that end so that it's flush. You're then going to pick up the wire and cut about a 3-inch piece for yourself. It may come out a little bit bent, so just go ahead and try your best to straighten that out before you start to use it. You'll take your round nose pliers again and pinch about 1/3 of the way down of the length of that wire you just cut and create another figure 4 by pushing the wire away and then pulling it back towards you. Once again, it should be at that 90-degree angle. You'll place the small wing of this wire in through the loop of the bead that you just made, interlocking them. You'll then pick up your round nose pliers again and secure that new loop. Take the small piece of the wire and wrap it around the long piece. Do this a few times in order to have that security. Then you're going to pick up your wire cutters once again and cut off the excess of the small portion left over. Your flat nose pliers will then make that flush by squeezing down any excess, and you're ready to place on your next bead. You're going to start the process again by grabbing your round nose pliers and holding at the top of that bead. You'll push the wire away from you and then back towards you to create another loop with that figure 4. Secure the loop in the round nose pliers and then make that circular motion of wrapping the wire underneath the loop and above that top bead. Loop it around a few times for security, and then you're ready to cut off any excess with the wire cutters. Once again, you're going to go ahead and make that flush with your flat nose pliers so that you don't feel it when you wear it in your ear. You've officially made it over halfway through this earring, so pat yourself on the back. And you're going to repeat the process one more time for this last earring. All right, you're going to pick up that loop of wire once again, cut off another 3-inch piece. Grab your round nose pliers, secure that piece once you've straightened it out about 1/3 of the way down. Make another loop by pushing the small part of the wire away from you and back towards you, that figure 4 90-degree angle. Go ahead and once again loop it into the loop above the bead that you just created. Secure it, wrap around, and then you're going to grab the wire cutters and cut off any excess of that small wing left. Place on your final bead, and then we're going to need to make one more loop. Push away, pull back towards. The metal is really malleable, so as you can see here, I didn't love the shape of that last loop. You can put it back in and kind of readjust. Try not to do it too much or the metal may become a little fragile. But go ahead and grab it and then loop around for that last and final loop. Once you're done with that, you can grab your wire cutters, cut off that little bit of excess, and make it flush. Here I needed to go ahead and change out my tool in order to make sure that I push down that last little bit all the way. So that is the total earring, and the final part will be getting the ear wire and opening up this little hook. So you interconnect those small round nose pliers into the hole, open it up. Sometimes it can be a little finicky, but just keep on trying. And then loop it into the top loop that you've just created. Once you do that, you'll grab whichever pliers you'd like and just go ahead and close that back up. And you have officially made your first earring. You'll go ahead and repeat that whole process for the other 3 earrings that you have lined up. Enjoy!